Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch.
Hi guys, welcome to our all-new show, Prospect Watch, a new podcast that focuses solely on the discovery and promotion of some of the best young talent in the game today from all reaches of the world. With that being said, this old goalie could think of nobody better than to have on our inaugural show than the 22-year-old netminder Yaniv Perets from the NCAA's Quinnipiac University, Bobcats. Yanni, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, thank you for being on our show, for sure. So just a little rundown, guys. Same premise. If you've watched the Hockey Writers Inc. before, I'm Lance Green, writer, podcaster, and my buddy Steel is here along to join us as well. So let me give you a little bit of rundown about our guest here. For those of you who don't know, Yanni, he started to gain some attention when he played for the V's of the BCHL back in 1920 season there. Playing through 37 games, he averaged a 2.19 GAA, which he paired with a .918 save percentage. He ended the season with 5 shutouts, and he had a record of 25-8-2. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. So then he went on down to Connecticut there, and where he is today with the Bobcats, and he started to gain some real attention from a lot of other people, this writer included, where he played in the 2021 season. He didn't get a lot of ice time in that season, but he played in 2 games, and he gave up no goals. So 2 shutouts for the time he spent in net. So that led to last season. Last season, he played in 31 games, had a record of 22-5-2, averaging a NCAA leading 1.17 GAA. Steel, can you believe that? That is pretty darn incredible.
That's keeping the puck out of the net, man.
For sure, for sure. So he also had a save percentage of .939, which was good enough to rank.
That's even better, because that means that the team's kind of playing a little bit ahead of him.
Yeah.
A little bit there. Yeah.
He does have a pretty good darn defense in front of him from the games I've gotten to take part to watch. So that save percentage ranked him second in all of college hockey last season. But wow. I have one stat better for you. Out of those 22 wins last season that he had, half of them were shutouts. Half of them were shutouts. That's right. 11 shutouts last season. You know how to
keep the puck out of the net, don't you?
11 shutouts last season. That is a league-leading stat as well. He beat out some darn good goaltenders. One of them who ended up winning the Hobie Baker, he had more shutouts than him. So I think he's going to have a pretty darn good season this year. Looks to be that way. He was voted the East Coast Atlantic Conference Division's goaltender of the month for November, December, January, and February, earning him both the honor of being that division's goaltender of the year and a Hobie Baker Award finalist last season. So with that, this is the type of caliber player that we're bringing you guys. And, without further ado, I'd like to try to get in some questions, pick your brain, Mr. Perets, so if we could, would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Ask away.
All right. I'll start off, Steel. All right. So me being an old goaltender here and a coach of goaltending as well for youth hockey, who'd you model your game after growing up? personally, I see a little Carey Price mixed in with a little Marc-Andre Fleury, if I had that right. But
Yeah, I mean, being from Montreal, right? I grew up watching Carey Price, and he's my favorite goalie, right? And still is today. Uh, so I definitely watched him a lot, and I also love Marc-Andre Fleury as well. I mean, these are like two Quebec guys.
yeah.
Quebec growing up, everyone knows them, and two of the best goalies in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I believe, like, in terms of my style of play, I try to take different things from different goalies,
Sure.
and I want to develop kind of my own style, right? But I think it's important not just to watch one guy and just kind of model your game after him, while it's almost, I think, more beneficial to pick and choose different things from different goalies and see what you like from what and I think that's a good way of approaching it.
That's pretty funny because I just, from watching tape, put it together comparisons of those two goaltenders. So, but that is definitely cool that you definitely modeled, or at least took some parts of their game and used it in your own style of play. Steel, what do you got?
I'll tell you what. From what I got a chance to see of you, just the little bit of notes that I took, and some of the questions that we're gonna ask you, you have really good post discipline. Where you stand in the post and you stay there and you just have good discipline there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like you know when to stay there and when not to stay there. Do you know what I'm saying? And especially in today's NHL, where you got guys doing the ye olde, lacrosse thing, I think it's good to have that post discipline, because guys are taking those more odd angle shots now where they're really deep down into the zone now, where they're more along the goal line throwing them shots up there like that. And if you don't have good post discipline, you leave a spot open, right up around over here that I've seen a lot of goals go in last year, right? So I appreciate that about your game. What do you like to do away from the rink?
Well, first of all, thank you for that. I mean, it's a very nice compliment as well. But yeah, I mean, it is something you have to work on, having like patience to post and being comfortable making a bit uncomfortable saves, right? So that's important also. So it's important to keep developing that, no matter the level you're at. And in terms of away from the game, I mean, just like hanging out with friends, spending time with my family, just the simple stuff, just like anyone else would do, right? I mean, I do enjoy hockey, right? Even when I'm not at the rink, just doing different stuff, just learning. I enjoy reading different books that can apply, whether it's towards hockey or just to myself as a person, just trying to find different things that could help. And, just sometimes just hanging out with the guys, with your teammates and doing stuff like that. I mean, it's all important to make sure you have a proper balance.
A real student of the game, it sounds like, Steel.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
All right. So we talked a little bit about your style. For those of the viewers that really don't know the position that well, could you describe your style? We've kind of hit on some things that we like about your style, but as a whole, as you've been putting together these past 22 years, how would you describe your style?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't really always think about it. I just kind of like play. I don't really think about,
Right.
Let me just kind of do this. But I like to think that, I mean, the two things I try to have is just not always like, I mean, like just trying to always compete super hard, and just have fun. You're just, you're playing hard, competing. And I think that's the number one thing in terms of, I know maybe it's not like a technical style, but I think it's something that I try to maintain when I'm playing, and just competing hard and working as hard as you can. And, just having fun while doing it. I think that kind of stuff is really important.
Being relaxed in that really always helped me for sure. Some of those bigger games, it might have been harder to do, but once you find that Zen kind of feel and you just relax and it just flows, I think, you go out there and make those saves that you were making in the locker room before the game in your head. So
yeah,
definitely.
For sure. I agree.
See, now I've never had the privilege of lacing it up in anger. You know what I mean? So I have to rely on our goaltender extraordinaire here. You know what I mean? So, all right. Well, so now that you've gone to the playoffs, right? What's life like on campus now for you?
I mean, just we're all just getting ready for the new season, right? I mean, last year we had a good team. We came short. It's I honestly believe we had a team to win the whole thing. So it's kind of it was a tough pill to swallow. Especially for the guys and the whole staff and everyone here. We really wanted to bring a championship back for the guys and in the locker room and for the staff and just for everyone. It was huge. We thought we really had a great team, and this year we also have a great team coming up also. So right now our focus is on exactly that. Winning a championship and accomplishing great things. So right now it's just putting our heads down and just working towards the start of the season because. As everyone knows in college hockey and just in hockey in general, every game is so important, towards rankings and
For sure.
pair-wise. So everyone knows that every single game is crucial, whether it's college hockey or not, whether it's in the NHL, every single game is so important. So the guys are just trying to have that mentality of working hard right now and being consistent every single game so that could carry through into the season.
Awesome. Are you guys, I know your season starts here in a couple weeks, right? Are you guys in training camp or are you guys doing something together now or how's that working right now?
Yeah. We're just in the gym working out and on the ice practicing, just getting ready for the season. That's pretty much it right now. It's all we could do. Everyone's just kind of eager to get things going, but also taking advantage of the time we have before we play to just improve as a group. So that's also important.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah, through covering the team a bit through the playoffs there, I definitely thought you guys had the best overall team. And what I mean by that, just together, closeness of the team. Some of the other teams, they seemed more about themselves. They, a lot of players had already been drafted. They already had future, looking forward rather than focusing on the tournament itself. And you could really feel the passion and the desire. Talking to a few of you guys, even after, that heartfelt loss to Michigan. So, you just saw that desire to win and definitely knew that it was going to be there this upcoming season, even more so. Getting to that dance and being that close and not getting it. So, hope you guys have a great season this year. But going back to your game, what do you feel is your strongest attribute or skill that you bring to the table in the crease?
I mean, I'm not sure exactly to pinpoint one. I mean, I try to develop all my skills, every single asset of my game. Even some of your strengths could always need improving, whether it's reading the game or, like I said, having good compete or just pushing yourself even harder in practices, or it could be your tracking. I think that every single asset of your game could be worked on, and especially the weaknesses too, right? You got to attack those too.
Sure.
So that's you got to be honest with yourself, and I'm not sure one. I think there's a bunch of things I just got to keep working on and keep getting stronger, and that's the way the way I see it to become as a whole, better goaltender. So.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little deeper and can you name maybe one thing that you might maybe need to work on that would help to improve your game from the past years?
Yeah, I mean, I think pace could always be improved on. I mean, while maintaining proper mechanics and while keeping the same structure, right? But yeah, just becoming more explosive out there and working on your feet, being passed on your feet more. Just being a better skater is all really important stuff. So I feel like where I'm at that's the thing. The thing is, I could say anything. It doesn't mean, let's say I'm weak at it, but it just means that I believe that I could. There's another level that I could get to with all those things. I could name anything an example, but I believe that there's another level I could get to within that kind of category. So that's what I like to think of
No, I just wanted to kind of focus on maybe just one thing because we all know that we can improve no matter what. All the time we're always looking to improve no matter what we're doing. So there's always a list of things that we feel that we need to improve. I just wanted to know what one of the things that you felt was one of those things that you might need to improve on for the this upcoming season or whatever. So I wasn't trying to
No,
we all need to improve on everything.
No, I think that's a classic answer from some of the best is they're never comfortable with anything. They're always looking to improve. They're never set with anything. They can be a 10-year pro and want to strive and continue to work on everything to get better, to stay above the rest, even if they reach the pinnacle. So yeah, I can see where he's coming from with that.
Awesome. Go ahead, Lance.
Sure. So let's talk about your coach there. I mean, he's pretty well-to-do there in the scheme of things for the NCAA. I think he's got over 500 wins as a coach. Definitely knows what he's talking about. I think he even got a chance to work with Team USA a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's an amazing coach, right? I mean, he teaches the guys a lot, and I mean, just like the whole staff in general. Honestly, the kind of program they run here and the kind of culture we have.
Yeah.
And then all the coaches and the strength coaches and like just everything they try to instill in us and teach us, being better people and working harder and having good habits. And I think that stuff kind of carries over onto the ice, right? The certain thing he looks for and the kind of people he recruits to the school.
Yes.
So all of this stuff is what, brings about the way we play on the ice. And he demands effort every single day. He demands for us to be good every single day, not to be good, but to be great and push ourselves. And he's not going to get on you for making a mistake, but just if your effort's not there, then he'll get on you. So I think he's a great coach, and as a whole, the whole staff and the whole the whole culture we have at the school here throughout everyone has been great.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely great getting to talk to him a little bit through the playoffs and stuff like that. Even after the game, got to speak to him and his family. He's just a down-to-earth, genuine guy. And to be honest, I really don't know why he's even still there. He must have an extreme love for the team and the university itself, because in my mind, he could have been picked to be stolen by any NHL club or AHL club already. But he's been there for some time and has just created a great team there. Like you said, like I referred to before, that some of the people that he picks to play for him are just some of the best people in general, not just hockey players. They have a certain drive, they have a certain will to win that you don't see with other teams, and it's a good team dynamic with you guys, and it's very catchy for sure.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, but he's done amazing things with this program. I mean, from where the program started, I feel like people don't, you could look at it what it is today, but
yeah,
people don't look at it what it was before. And he's been the driver along with everyone he's been working with to bring the program to what it is today, along with the players he's recruited and everyone that's kind of chipped in to make the program what it is today. It just it's incredible. I'm very fortunate to be here and to be on this team. So it's been awesome.
Cool. You've mentioned it on numerous occasions. Many of the things that you'd like to thank is the staff, and many of the things that you've said has been, that you are grateful for the people that you get to be around and that are helpful and that are being part of the team and everything. So, and you have a great group of guys around you and some great teammates and things of that nature. And you also have a great coach. So what is one of the things that the coach has maybe given you as some advice? Has he given you any advice to, maybe improve this part of your game, or maybe even just improve something in life? I mean, coaching is not just about, this is the X and O's and this is how you make this save, this is how you do this drill, but coaches is also coaching for life, right? So has he given you any kind of advice or anything like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he has. I know, even from the coaches to the strength coach, talking about life and the effort you put in and having a purpose behind everything you do. I think that's very important. Something they preach here is having a purpose behind everything you do and having good intent and, being a good teammate and all that stuff kind of, seeps through into how you are as a person, and even the way he is on the ice, the coach and the goalie coach, they're very, you have a certain expectation. They demand that out of you. And, and I remember it was after a loss. It was one of our first losses to Cornell, and we played over there. And after the game, we lost like 2-1 in overtime. And I think it was the next day I received a text from him and just saying nice words about the weekend and some things that he saw that, could work on or speak with the goalie coach about. And that kind of stuff is it might not seem like anything, but it's the kind of culture that we have here is that he always wants to improve. You know what I mean? And he always teaching us. And for me, I love that. I love the feedback. I love that. When someone's telling you something, it's because he cares. You know what I mean? If he's talking to you, it's because he cares. While some people, they could take it maybe a little bit personally, but for me, I love the feedback. I always want to improve and want to see different aspects because I want to win really badly here. This is what it's all about here. And so him as a coach and him as a staff and everyone here, the feedback's there. They're going to let you know, they're going to do that. Whether it's they film practice here. They film practice and you're watching everything. And I remember one time in practice, I made a mistake with handling the puck and he goes, here, you can make that option here, but it's little stuff like that, but it's huge. It's huge. Just the attention to detail they instill in the players and the feedback. And so for me, I have so much respect for that, for someone that's, so detailed and that lets you know, and then we'll get on you for that kind of stuff. And I'll never see that in a bad way, but only as the most positive, something that you should appreciate having.
That's what makes you a student of the game as well.
For sure. So speaking of the goalie coach, it's Justin Eddy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's had experience in, he played there as well for his collegiate years. He had some time in the ECHL and the AHL. How has he helped you to progress your game to date and all that? And, what has he really brought to your game?
Yeah, he's been awesome. He's always come to work. He's always got a smile on his face and just ready to go. And honestly, he doesn't look to change the goalie too much. He just kind of work with you. In season's always a bit different. But if you see something, he wants to change or something that I'm kind of getting, held up on, then he'll let me know and we'll talk through it. Or if there's something season a game we want to work more on, we'll get out there early and we'll work on it. So it's very open dialogue. And as long as the effort's there and you have a good attitude, he's awesome, right? I mean, I got no complaints. From the whole staff and the goalie coach to everyone, it's just super fortunate. But I do have my goalie coaches back home as well.
Sure.
I owe a lot of thanks to Marco Marciano. He's been my goalie coach since I was 17. He's really helped me with my game and been a great mentor as well, and always pushing me hard and always believing me and pushing me to the next level. And, it's, he's always striving to make me better. And I am as well. So I also appreciate his work he's been doing with me. He's been awesome goalie coach, and he's developed tons of amazing goaltenders. And also of late, in last 3 years, I've also been working with Marco Raimondo, and he's been awesome as well. But the one goalie coach I've been working with a lot has been Marco Marciano since I was 17 years old. And he's just, he's just an amazing coach, and he's just helped my game tremendously, as he has many other goalies.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay. Well, that it's good that you can have that eye to look at things and be able to see this is where I need to improve. These people are telling me these things because they're trying to improve so that we can all be better. Do you know what I mean? It's not anything personal, and that's very difficult to find in this day and age where people can look at things with kind of it's not a criticism necessarily against you. It's just, hey, this is how you can be better. Do you know what I mean? So we know sometimes that hockey players can sometimes be superstitious or whatever. Do you have a special pre-game meal? Do you have a ritual that you do? Or what's a pre-game for Yaniv? What's your pregame look like?
Yeah. So I
I think
mean,
he's calling us weird. I think he's calling us goalies a little off, a little weird.
yeah. I mean, we're definitely a little bit weird, so I'm okay with it. I take it as a compliment, actually. But
anybody willing to stand there and take 100-mile-an-hour slap shot?
What is up with you people?
That's the best position in the world for sure. But
yeah.
I mean, in terms of superstitions, I used to have a lot more, but I kind of like got them out of my game a little bit because now I have kind of, I would say, routines, not super.
There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Routines.
Routines were things that I could control, and if it doesn't happen, I don't think anything. You know what I mean? I don't think anything of it. Where I'm not like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm gonna have a terrible game today. Well, before when I was younger, I'd have always same superstitions. I was like that. I'd be like, oh, everything's got to be this way. Well, but now it's a lot more like controllable things, and it's like almost takes an ease off you a little bit because realistically, it's not, you putting your skate on that way, or you doing this before the game, is that it's not gonna make or break you. At the end of the day, it's all the training you put in before, right? That's gonna build the confidence and that's gonna instill like hopefully the results you want, right? You doing something right before the game might not make the difference, right? I mean, it's all the training you did before that's gonna kind of hopefully carry over. But yeah, I just have routines, just like have usually have almost like the same pregame meal. Usually,
what's that? Steele's a chef, so he's probably interested in that a little bit.
I usually just have some like chicken and rice, and that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy.
Something simple, easy on the stomach.
All right.
Exactly. Something easy on the stomach, just something like that, and then
a little bit of protein, a little bit of carb, a little bit of
Yeah, exactly. Nothing too crazy.
Get you through the game, enough energy for practice. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes eat a banana too before the game. Just like simple stuff like that. Just like try to be like laid back, just like having a smile on my face, just ready to go out there and compete. That's all.
Good stuff. All right, so it looks like you lost your fellow guardian of the blue paint from last season, Dylan St. Cyr, as he has now chosen to go, I believe, to Michigan State. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. But you guys were an amazing tandem last year, one of the best in college hockey in my mind. How do you think that's going to affect the team this year? I mean, and have you had a chance yet? I believe you probably have, at least, to meet your new netminder partner, Chase Clark.
Yeah, of course. Well, first to start with Dylan. Dylan's an amazing goaltender and a hell of a competitor too. We push each other every single day, and I think that's what kind of helped our team, right, to be better. That we both kind of had. Then we both wanted to be in net, right? So we both wanted to compete while maintaining that like really good open friendship, while open dialogue and always talking. And he's a tremendous goalie, and he's going to do amazing things at Michigan State this year. I have zero doubt, right?
Right.
Oh, he's an amazing goaltender, and was a big part of our team as well, too. Whenever he was in net, like the guys had equally as much confidence. He went in there and he always did his job, and that's huge for us too as a team. So that's really important. I mean, and then coming to this year, we have other great goalies too. Chase. Obviously meeting him is a very good goaltender as well, and also our other goalie Noah Altman is very, very good. They both work hard. Noah is a really talented goaltender. He works really, really hard, and he's a great partner to have as well. And Chase is the same exact way. So, I think regardless what happens, I have two good goalie partners. They're always there and always competing hard in practice and always trying to push each other to be better, right? So I think that's really, really, really important. So.
Do you feel a little dwarfed by those guys? Aren't they like 6'6" and 6'7" or something?
Yeah,
you're not.
He's only a little middly 6'1". Yeah.
You're 6'1", but you're looking up to these guys. Anyway, did you ever get a chance to meet Dylan's mom? A great goaltender in her own right?
Yeah. I was able to meet her, I believe, once or twice. She's super, super nice. She's definitely something. Everything she's accomplished is pretty incredible, right? So
explain who she is. So I don't know if Steel knows or our viewers know.
Yeah, she was the first female goaltender to play, in the NHL, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, she's obviously very knows the game very well and everything like that. I mean, do I know her super personally?
Right.
No,
No.
I can't speak about that. But everything that she's accomplished, yes, I do know that, which is pretty neat, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think she's French Canadian too, right? Or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
she is. Yeah.
Yeah. So good omens there. Yeah.
Good deal. Okay.
Still?
So now we all know that at some point in time you're gonna eventually have a lot of gray hair like both of us. Right. And so when that happens, so when you have to step away from the game, what is your major in school? What are you taking in school? Like what is your, like if you weren't going to be a hockey player and you're going to, what are you doing?
To be honest with you, I mean I'm in the business school right now. I like psychology. I have a minor and I'm doing a minor in psychology. But for me, it's really just about hockey. I mean, I absolutely love hockey. It's really all I think about. You know what I mean? This is what I want to do in my life, and and this is like I have such a clarity about it. This is what I want to do. It's where I want to be. So I mean, I think it's important to be a student regardless, because there's so many things you could learn, how you could apply it to hockey that may not be about hockey, right? So I think it's important to have an open mindset regardless with everything, because you can learn so much on how you can actually apply those things into your sport. So learning different things actually helps a lot towards the game. But for me, it's, I absolutely love hockey. I have ever since I was younger, and the love just keeps going stronger and stronger. So, so this is really what it's about for me and what I want to accomplish with my life.
Well,
I think you're well on your way to doing that. I
yeah.
definitely think you got your foot in the right doors, and I think you're well on your way to doing that. That's for sure.
Well, and speaking of that, you had a pretty nice opportunity recently to attend, I believe, the Philadelphia Flyers development camp. How was that experience? Can you tell us something you got out of it? Some guys that you became fast friends with, possibly, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, what a privilege to be there in the first place, right? It was my first NHL camp for myself, and I just could not you wouldn't find me without a smile on my face, right? It was just so much fun and unbelievable experience, and I was just all ears, trying to soak in everything, possible. I just learned a ton from the coaches there, and the kind of mentality they have there, right? I mean, for them, the kind of habits and the details and the kind of expectations they have from their players and from the people that are coming into work, and the goalie coaches who were able to get out there a lot and have goalie sessions, and the stuff they were teaching us was awesome, things I look to add to my game. And but for them, it's just all about the compete level, pushing hard, and the mental strength, and just finding new levels of pushing yourself to different limits you might not thought you had, right? Because as they explain a lot of times, a lot of goalies could move well, could technically they're all good, but who's mentally stronger, who could last for a season like that, and who has that work ethic and that strive to become better and that wants to be better. And I absolutely love that, because I totally agree with that too, because I mean, there's so many amazing goaltenders at the next level, and they're all amazing. But I think what he was trying to say, the ones that divide a lot of times are the ones that are mentally strong, and the ones that have that compete level to be better every single day, and that don't really get comfortable, and that push yourself to find the next level every single day. And for me, I love that. I love that. I took a lot from that. So I look to keep adding that, hopefully, to my game.
That's awesome.
Wow, there you go. Okay, so what do you think, Lance? You got any more for this young man?
I do. Another goaltender question I always like to know this time of year, especially. Can we still expect you to be sticking with your Vaughn's setup, another Vaughn setup possibly, or did you decide to go to another route, another maker this year?
No, I'll be sticking with Vaughn. I mean, I've been a Vaughn guy ever since I was very, very young. I absolutely love their equipment. I also love their service. Everyone that I've dealt with there has been very, very kind, and always always gets you the gear, whenever you need it, and
right,
everything in that sort. So I love the gear. I love the service and the people there. So I mean, there's not much of a reason to switch out.
Right. Any hints on your helmet design for this year? I think I saw a small picture of it, but anything special on that this year?
No, I'm just gonna keep another chrome helmet like I had this year. It's kind of hard to do specific designs on them because it's like a chrome. It's hard to paint on it. So I just kind of keep it simple, just the logos, and I think it's kind of cool with the kind of chrome look. So I'm just gonna stick with that, I guess. I think it's pretty nice.
Okay. Well, Steel, I think we bothered this young man enough, took him away from his game long enough. So, Yanni, I thank you for coming on the show again. It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys, if you get the chance to see this guy in person, do it. If he comes to your town, or going to play against your guys' school, feel free to get out there and see him in net. He is an absolute force. I look to, for my understanding, my views, I look to him to have an NHL contract, especially at some point, or at least a two-way deal to be AHLer. I don't know why he doesn't have one already. I think Philly's crazy for letting you leave. That's just me without inking you to something.
Well, their loss is probably going to be somebody else's gain, because I'm here to tell you, you're quite impressive. The way you approach the game, to see your approach, to see how you deal with things is a really refreshing kind of thing. And it's great to see such a young man with such a great drive to want to play and want to be better and to do those things in order to get better. So thank you very much for being on here, man. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, no, thanks thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. It was an absolute pleasure to be here and to answer your questions. I'd gladly do this anytime. So it's not a bother at all. So
we might take you up on that. We might bother you sometime. Like
later, yeah,
maybe November or something.
He might be a little busy there.
Yeah, I know.
So definitely appreciate you being on the show. Definitely a great lead-off person to be on the show. It's going to be hard to follow up with somebody else, but we'll do our best. So.
Well, you know what they say, right? When you have to start off with the best, right? So that's kind of how we look at this, right? So we believe that your skill and your talent makes you one of the best prospects coming into this season as far as goaltenders are concerned. And I have every confidence from what I've seen of your game, that you should be on an NHL team sometime here in the near future.
Well, not just that, just our conversations with him in this, little bit we got to spend with him. He's doing all the right things to get there as well. It's not just pure talent. He's putting in the work as well. And that's what makes the good great, for sure. So
keep at it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sweet. Lance, tell the folks that this is the first show for the Prospect Watch. So thank you all very much for checking it out. And we'll catch you all on the next episode.